Hi, I'm going to walk you through my online English 12 course, which I have been developing throughout this year. It is a course that I've taught in person for the last couple of years. The curriculum is relatively new, and I am teaching an online section now and two in-person sections. So just the structure of the course overall, I put the general resources at the top. I have new classes popping in at all, or students popping into this class at all times. And so this is a place to get started so they kind of have the expectation and know what to do when they come in, how the course works, because it's a lot. They don't pop in at an organized time. They just kind of whenever. So I can direct them here and help them get started with the course and what they need to do. In this folder, I have for them a introduction, online learning expectations, the account logins, and the syllabus for the course. And so they have another video that I have turned off just in case one's better than the other. So I give them this opportunity to ask questions here where they post just questions they have about this particular class and what they need to do. And so then I can answer questions about it. So, students ask, will this be difficult? And this doesn't work. And then I can get back to them right away with problem solving. So I can kind of help them through that particular question, and then other students can read it and say, "Oh, right, I have the same question," and it's kind of cuts down on some emails when they use it. But it's a newer thing for them, so I have to kind of direct them that way. But when they use it, it works really well, and they've had good comments about that because I know instantly that everybody can be helped, and they know where to go to look for questions. In the general resources, I have links to set up a conference with me individually, so you can do appointment slots through Google Calendars. And so that's what I do. And then I just shoot them a Google Meet link. Again, they're all online account information, the technology help desk, the Google Meet, and the virtual calendar here. I section out my unit first with the summative information so they know what to do and where to find the information for the summative. I have them watch the video that explains the summative and take a quiz over that so that they can actually kind of have a clue of what's happening. I don't prefer to do things like these kinds of compliance things, but I find that I have to, or seniors will not complete the work that I need them to do. So I have to balance the compliance with the thinking, because if they're not complying, if they're not reading or watching a video, they're not getting the information they need in. As learners get older, I think you can back off of that, but I work with students. My audience is they're students who are required to take this class. It's not an advanced level class. I have a section of CWC, which means I have students with learning disabilities in one of my classes. And throughout my course, many students struggle to read. A lot of them are trauma kids. And so this is not a priority for them. So a little bit of compliance goes a long way. And I'm fine if they have the video open while they have the test open. I want to know that they've read it or watched it and they've done it. And so that's one way for me to do that and be able to just let them know that I'm holding them somewhat accountable. So each week I set up for them with a little discussion and then a list of things to do. And then inside each folder has the materials for that particular week. So I have a weekly walkthrough that's similar to what we get for this class that kind of talks to them through what they need to do. We have one grammar assessment and then the content for the week. And I embed as much as I can for them so that they can watch or read it right here and they don't have to have extra clicks out beyond what they're doing in class. Each week has two things that I'm grading for sure. That's an article of the week where I'm assessing they have to go find articles. This quarter, they're finding two articles on the same topic, one from a left-leaning and a right-leaning, or a pro side of the topic and a con side of the topic. And they're comparing how the two sides cover that particular topic. This is a media studies course. And so at the end of the year, they're going to create a capstone project, and that capstone project will have them look at a topic and basically get people to act or think a certain way based off of the topic they've researched. So we're having them create a media campaign for that after we've studied how media works through the entire year and the different sides of the topic so they can develop their own informed opinion on it. So the article of the week doubles as both a way for me to assess their content. Are they understanding bias? Do they know how to find a good source? Are they able to read and comprehend the information that they're given? And so I'm asking them to apply what we've done in the week through that. And then the other thing it doubles as research for them, because I'm asking them each week to think about their topic. And starting next quarter, I will require them to pick a topic and research only on that one topic. So it gives them time to really focus their energy and time around that topic. So the article of the week does that. For example, in the 1 week, I had a state-run versus public media versus private media. So I asked them to find an article from a state-run organization and one from the United States private-held media corporations, so they could kind of compare that way. So each week, I can either give them no topic, you pick it, no direction, you get to pick entirely this week, or I can give them a direction. I asked them last quarter to find one that was an infographic, because we were studying infographics. So they had an opportunity to go and find an infographic and look how that presented media and to summarize that for me and to look at bias within the infographic. This course is backwards designed. So my capstone has 3 basically part projects that they have to do. They have to create some kind of infographic. They have to create a plan that incorporates researching 2 sides and draft that, and they have to present their project to us. So the first 3 quarters, and that's in quarter 4, we do that. The first 3 quarters of the year, I ask them to first develop an infographic, second, develop an essay that compares 2 sides of a topic, and third, to present the hot topic in media for us and create a presentation. So they're doing each part as we move through the year. So by the time we get to the capstone, not only have they done most of their research for that topic, but they've also practiced the skills of creating those types of summatives for their projects, so that when they get to that, essentially 4th quarter is just them kind of working at their own pace, getting that project done, and they should have everything they need. Some students will be able to work very quickly through that, and then other students, it will take them the entire quarter and up to the last minute to get their project done. But either way, that's fine by me, as long as they're able to complete it and I can help them kind of through the process. So at the beginning of the year, we sat down and looked at the curriculum, and we took these 5 different modules through 1st quarter and developed them into 2 quarters where we kind of topically organized them. So Introduction to Media Studies and Influences of and on the Media. And then next semester, we'll be talking about hot topics in media, where we kind of apply these and they get to pick the topics, and we'll practice some discourse in this particular section, and then their capstone. So we started with this big rocks. Then we developed a capstone plan for what they do. And these are the different assignments, and it's essentially 6 weeks worth of work. But like I said before, some of these students will be able to do this relatively quickly and effectively, because so much of this work is already done. So it'll be open and available to them to work at their own pace to get through that. I'll pace them and give them due dates that they can't get behind, but some of them will be able to work through as efficiently as possible. And like I said, I will make sure that they have access to do that. And so that's what it is. I have a constructivist lens that I try to teach through, and the fact that I want my students to construct their own understanding. So I lay out ideas and topics in front of them, and I have them develop and piece them together in a way that makes sense for them. Oftentimes in a class like this, especially topics they're really interested in, they feel like they're unlocking a new kind of understanding, and they get really excited about it and are excited to share it. My assessments are all geared towards that end product. They're summative. I have lots of formative quick steps along the way. I don't include those compliance things that I feel like I have to do in order to get them to read it. I don't really consider that a formative assessment. I consider their articles of the week the real formative assessment. So that's where the grade is heavily weighted in my grade book. Engagement is something that I really struggle with, especially when there's so much attention on their time, and many of my students work as well outside of school, and they're just learning how to balance the work life. And with this new flexibility they have, it's very difficult. I could probably gamify more, but that takes so much time to develop good gaming situations. I haven't been able to find the time to develop that. Kahoots just don't quite work, especially if we do a live meet where we're doing a Kahoot. They have to pull up me and the Kahoot, and they have to have a phone, and there's so many devices that frustration level and that technology fatigue kind of sets in. And so that develops an actual barrier as opposed to something that is beneficial. With the quality management, quality matters standards, I feel like the thing that I lack the most in my course is the learning targets and making those clear learning targets from the curriculum pulled in. I had those to start with at the beginning of the year, but working with my CWC teacher, the kids who struggle to read it really confused them because there was so much information. And so I pared it down to exactly what they needed to know to get the content done. I talk through expectations. I talk through learning goals with them in the videos. But if I put it and post it there, it's overwhelming to them because their reading levels are low. And again, if they see a lot of text, they just don't read it. And so that is one of the things that I've struggled with, as that's one of the things I've cut in order to meet them where they're at right now in the learning for them. So that's my video. I hope it covered what we needed. Thanks.